I think they just did a phenomenal job of, like you said, paying tribute to the original games, and including characters from the games that I think fans of the game are going to love seeing, but also expanding the world out so that people that don't know anything about Twisted Metal at all are still going to have a great ride.
Hi, Stephanie. Look, I grew up a Twisted Metal fan and I had no idea how this show was going to be executed, but this is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted from this world. I mean, look, the Twisted Metal franchise doesn't have a ton of backstory, but I love the depth that you guys go in. It's funny, it's smart, and it has a lot of heart and obviously a lot of violence and action. But you play Quiet. Tell me a little bit about your character, Quiet, and what attracted you to this highly violent, extremely entertaining action comedy.
Well, I mean, I think what initially attracted me was the fact that Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick were the executive producers on it. I love their sort of tone and black comedy. The fact that Anthony Mackie was going to be the lead in it. I love that PlayStation and Sony and Peacock are absolutely behind what I think is one of the finest actors I've ever met. He also happens to be a very cool Black man. And to have him be the lead of this series, I thought was just so exciting and special. And then when I read all of the scripts, I was kind of blown away. I mean, MJ, Michael Jonathan Smith, is such a fantastic writer, and the team that he assembled and the nerds that he assembled to write this series, I think they just did a phenomenal job of, like you said, paying tribute to the original games, and including characters from the games that I think fans of the game are going to love seeing, but also expanding the world out so that people that don't know anything about Twisted Metal at all are still going to have a great ride.
I
No
couldn't
pun intended.
I couldn't agree with you more actually, because like I knew Sweet Tooth, he's an iconic character, but the levels of depth we go to explore these characters is just so cool. And exploring the world, I think, is phenomenal in this show. Now, you just brought up Michael Jonathan Smith, and he did such a phenomenal job with Cobra Kai. Can you talk to me about collaborating with him on Twisted Metal to really build out this world?
He's an excellent collaborator. He's a fantastic showrunner. He's a nerd at heart and he loves comedy and I love comedy. And I think one of the greatest gifts that you can have as an actor is somebody who believes in you. And for those of us that like comedy, it's somebody that laughs at your jokes and thinks the same kind of way that you do. And so, anything that I did or pitched on set, it was always like a kind of back and forth with us. And he really allowed me to bring my sensibility and my tone, which I think I really honed those skills working on Brooklyn Nine-Nine with the collaborative sort of environment there. I think Andy Samberg was an incredible, incredible lead on that show. And he created an environment in which like we all felt free to play. And MJ really did the same thing on Twisted Metal.
Your character and Anthony Mackie's character, Quiet and John Doe, they're polar opposites when we first start the show. Your character really uses her silence to stay alive, while Anthony's character uses the gift of gab to get him into or out of almost any situation. And your guys' chemistry is phenomenal. Can you talk to me about building that chemistry with Anthony on this show?
It was really effortless. I think he's, again, I just think, I mean, he's easy on the eyes. He's really an excellent, incredible actor. I mean, he has worked in so many different kinds of genres throughout his career. I mean, it's a really admirable career that he's built. He's really dabbled in everything. And so I just have a lot of respect for people who work really hard like that. And so yeah, it was just easy and effortless. We have a great time like riffing and playing off of each other. And, Anthony's really funny. It's not hard to be funny when the other person that you're acting with is funny.
The music in this is killer. That classic early 2000s music I absolutely love. So if Stephanie was actually into the Twisted Metal world, what would her car be? And what musical choice would she choose to play on continuous repeat?
Oh my God, her car would be a 2001 Honda Civic, which is
There
what
you go.
I first drove. That was my very first car. And I think on loop would be Pardon me while I burst into flame. I think it would be Incubus. Yeah.
Incredible choices. I absolutely love this show. I think it's the perfect blend of comedy, action, even horror, violence, and it has a lot of heart when you really get to see these characters. But thank you so much, Stephanie. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah.